Hey, everybody. Welcome to, I should be here, so nobody gets any sneak peeks from the perspective. I know, sneak peeks, my god. You guys got 30 seconds to look at that. Go to the Twitch, you got 30 seconds. Hi, everybody, welcome to Divine and Conqueror's Hogwarts Prep. This is a 5th edition D&D game. Based in the Harry Potter Wizarding World. It is currently the year 1944. Through all the fancy, dancy Grindelwald situations. Before we get to our per usuals, does anyone have anything that they would like? Any announcements or anything? Don't say the one that I think you're gonna say. That one's not an announcement.
I have an announcement.
Okay, yeah, that was a good one. That's a good one. I'd like to be kind. Do we also need to rewind?
No, it keeps lagging on my end. Sorry, for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, please be kind, everybody. That's. Don't yell at the people out. I swear to God, don't say that.
Don't say what?
Don't say that. The birthday word. Yes. Before we go onto that tangent that I don't care about. But thank you. Yes, please be kind to people out there. Don't be rude just because you're grumpy that you can't get a haircut. Like, if I had to hear another one of my friends getting yelled at for being a person out in the world doing their absolute best, I'm gonna get real mad. Like, real mad. Girl. Rar. Yes. The elephant in the room. It is my birthday. It's also, more importantly, Earth Day. Because I'm a heckin' hippie. Eat your veggies, bro. Drink some water. Hug a tree. Save an animal's life. Yes. What should we get you for your birthday, Jesus? I like the same thing I tell most people all the time. Go do something with someone you love. Tell me that story. Stories are the best birthday gifts I could ever have.
I'm playing D&D with my friends tonight.
That's a great thing. I'm so happy I get to play D&D with my bros. I'm extremely, as I'm quickly looking at the settings to make sure that my microphone is my headset. All right, cool. There we go. D&D is a great gift, and I inputted a birthday gift into the game myself, where you guys get to dictate something in the game, and I literally, after a certain cutoff point, I don't know what the heck is gonna happen. You guys are gonna roll a lot of dice to make sure I know what's happening. I'm very excited.
Oh yeah, I love rolling dice.
I'm very excited. Gonna be on my toesies. So as Silly Fluffy has put for Talon Claws, 10% discount when you go Divine Conquer. Don't forget that their I think I have it up here. Yes, that their pre-orders for their dice will end this Sunday, right? This Sunday's the 26th, I believe, right? Yeah. So it will end this Sunday. So if you go to shoptalonclaw.com, you go to pick out the dice that you want, go to the checkout, and you use the code Divine Conquer, get 10% off. Also, if you go to their Etsy shop for anything like their dice trays or their single dice vaults or their dual hex dice vaults or their DM screens. They also have a Council of 11 that I've seen sneak peeks here and there, but never anything on their store. What up, Tom Claw? I want some of those. They also have leather dice trays, which are cool, or dice rollers. You put the code Divine Conquer, get 10% off. Alistair Project, our friends Vic and Lynn are currently doing that. They have merch as well for it. The comic releases August. If you as little as $1 a month on their Patreon, you can see sneak peeks and if I recall correctly, things that will never be in the comics. Just here's fan service. Speaking of fan service, they do have that page. The Zesty tier. It's zesty.
Yes.
It's real zesty. I've seen some of it, and I'm like, oh my god, you kiss your mom with that hand? That's weird. I don't know how to make that creepier or weirder. You wouldn't ask your daddy in the room unless that's your daddy. We also have merch. Today is gonna be an improvisational day. We have we have merch. We have lots of it. It's down below. Please go check it out.
Shirts and
We got shirts and mugs and I have a box full of merch that it's just there. It's right there. It's like less than a foot away, and I can't reach it.
We're our own biggest fans.
We are our own biggest fans. We all buy one of our shirts, and thus we sell the store out. I think.
Did you? I don't know if you did, but did you promote our friend with the wonderful sack?
You mean this sack right here? This sack right here?
Yeah.
You guys always just
Yes.
cup lightly.
You can just fondle all those sacks.
Yes, I will fondle your sacks. I still can put the link in there for Queen Chain Design. There, if you just tap it in on Etsy, amazing dice packs. They're really, really cool. They're really good quality. You can probably have your entire hoard of dice in some of those, or just a single set or a couple sets. It's all good. Different price ranges that are super affordable. Help support small businesses in our times of need, because things be cray cray. So I believe those are all announcements. It's like super extra quiet in here today. I don't know if it's just my headset or like just the world is quiet in general. I don't know, man. It's just.
That's a pretty good band, not gonna lie. Anyway.
Calm before the storm.
Calm before the storm. Calm before the storm. Speaking of storms, there might be one coming soon, and hopefully we don't lose power because we don't get a hurricane hitting my house. I would hate that. That would be bad. But let's introduce thyselves. I am Jesus. I'll be y'all's DM. And again, going from my perspective to the end, which is always the same, and I don't understand why. I really don't get it. It's not by name or who logs in first or whatever, but it's just, it is what it is.
Special that way.
I guess
we
so.
have a sign
Continuity.
Roll 20.
Yeah, you guys have assigned seats. But first, Jeremiah, would you like to introduce who you be?
Sonya, what you do?
Hello, my name is Jeremiah, and I play Leon Jones, the Wizard-born Ranger of the Swarm Keeper.
Yeah.
And he is a fairy god. He is a fairy godmother, and he is a Ravenclaw professor.
Yes, he is.
Hogwarts.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And he doesn't have his owl right now because he feels like he's gonna be in danger. So he's a sad boy, but either way.
Those important details that must be said.
Important details.
And going down the line, we have Ryan.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I'll be playing Griswold, a Circle of Spores Druid. Circle of Spores is in the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. Griswold is very sad about having accidentally violently murdered a group of Vila. And meanwhile, Spineroll is back at Hogwarts being a teacher's assistant for the herbology professor.
Being
I'm sure is a fun side story in and of itself. That's our anime filler over there.
That's the anime filler, yeah. Yes. That's like we gave it to another production, and like production companies just making their own stuff. There's no voice acting on it. It's just pure music. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, we have a Lee.
Hi guys, I'm Lee and I play Bones. I'm a Gryffindor sorcerer and I have some wild magic, and I also dropped some ill-timed darkness that helped add to the Vila deck, so it's just not good. We're gonna do better this time.
Spells do a spell. It's Magic is chaotic. Hints near chaos.
Spells are spells.
Spells are definitely spells. And then moving on, we have a Jess.
Yeah.
Your name is not actually Neff. It's actually
Hey.
Jess. I hope you know
Hey.
that.
I know that, but sometimes I am a Neff. Anyways, hi guys, I am Jess. I play Neff, who is a Hufflepuff barbarian who likes to smash things with her maul. And, yeah.
We're gonna make a bumper
she's-
sticker.
That needs to be a bumper sticker. that really
Hufflepuff, smash things with your maul.
Yes. She is emotional after last week's game, so we'll see what's up.
Yeah, I bet so. Then following, we have Steph and Josh. Who would like to introduce the souls?
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm gonna be playing Sonya. I'm the divination witch, and I'm still in my feels from last time, but I'm happy to be in a familiar place.
Yeah, and then last but not least, in the shadows.
Hi, I'm Josh. I play Jericho, the road couple, and yeah, I almost got murdered with my friends. You know,
I'm sorry.
I just want to say, Jericho's character card looks daddy AF. I'm not gonna lie.
Jericho could be a good. Give him the legal age of one more year. He'll be daddy age.
yeah, one more year and I'll be your daddy.
Well, guys. With that, we're gonna roll in with that intro. Oh my.
Footage.
Yeah, let's roll that beam footage, y'all. There's something that I did that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, cool. And where happened to? Well, okay, there we go. That's what I needed to do. It's. I want to check one thing because it sounds like we're super duper extra loud. Is this muted? Yeah. Okay. So everything should be good. Alright, just wanted to double check our audio cues to make sure that everything's good.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait. You say everything is good audio wise?
Yeah, usually everything is good audio wise until
It's a Christmas miracle.
You're so shocking.
yeah, usually things are great audio. All right, I don't understand where the joke is coming from. So, to recap, you guys, the Order of the Broken Moth has gone to France to save the Madame, one of Sonya's dearest words that I can't say at the moment because you don't know that. But a someone from Sonya's past that is greatly important to her. As you went into the winterish woods, you guys faced some trickery from a wood nymph that maybe not all was discovered since you guys killed her and did interrogate. As a couple of villas also fell that were sisters and daughters of the monastery where the Madame is, and Sonya started learning a lot of her divination. You guys face off against Yetis and Mammoths, the almost being completely charmed and polymorphed into servants for this wood nymph. Later, going in, resting at the Madame's shop, she is able to see with some sort of wisdom that you guys need additional hands in what's happening next. With words and whispers that she's gotten, communication with the other two sanctuaries for the Velas have not come back. And this is very worrisome for a lot of reasons. Knowing that Grindelwald has forbade them from interfering with his affairs. And after set time, also getting the Wood Nymph involved in kind of monitoring the forest. Learning that Grindelwald took advantage of the fact that apparently, since Grindelwald's heart lies with somebody else, the nymph had no power over him. And the Madame feels that that's probably the reason why Jericho was never charmed. With that, a ceremony will be commencing over drinking some of these old Ioun stones that hopefully will aid you guys in your endeavors in the future. Now, with that, we will go back to the Madame's location, and as I move you guys over here for a slight little bit. A little bit cheerful music before you guys all die. No. That's a joke. The thing that I hate happened again. It's gonna be there for the whole game. It's gonna bother me so much. Why did it only happen at the beginning of the game?
Roll20, fix your damn API.
Oh my lord, it's gonna annoy me so much. Look, it's covering Sonya. Cool. That's gonna be annoying. I'm pointing it out so now everybody can see it. So, as you guys are gathered in one of the main resting areas, the Madame did leave you guys for about 3 hours or so to gather your thoughts, rest up, try to decide what you want. And when she came back, after you guys noted down the maps of the two potential threats and or people that are, or entities, sorry, that are guarding the forest, the next two forests up north, which are, as some of you, I don't recall who it was, I believe it was Griswold or Leon, who recall that portion of France is occupied by Nazi control at the moment.
That was Griswold.
Yeah, that'd more than likely been me.
So, with that, you guys discovered that there was a three-formed beast guarding the topmost forest, and below that there was a hunchback-looking older woman who apparently was the guard. As Leon graphed the route and, to his best of his knowledge, translated the older map from to the more modern version of where things would be at the moment, the Madame does walk in with a tray full of different stones. And to reiterate these stones, as I go to my older pages, why aren't you loading? Nope, I guess not. It won't load. We'll go here then. There is a deep red stone that was described as agility, a pink stone that was described to enhance fortitude, a translucent blue that would be for insight, a marble blue sapphire was for intelligence, a pink and green sphere was for leadership, a onyx cube was for might, a dusty a pink stone for protection, and a gold, almost withered, like nut-looking stone was for life. We did discuss in private what we were going to do, but the Madame says after you guys pretty much eyeball what you guys are going to do, it's going to take a great toll as you drink these, and we probably need to go be mentally prepared. If you wish to do it now, we might, and you might succeed. I think you meditate upon what you want the stone to be, and you'll do it in the morning. After a hearty breakfast, I believe things might be better instead of coming out of a rigid cold and facing hardship in battle. But it is up to you. I do not know, and as she looks at all of you, specifically at Sonya, I do not know where your strengths and weaknesses lie. That's what these stones hopefully will help figure out.
I'm gonna look at the madame and basically ask her, was like, if we do take the stone and we have chosen, when would you recommend for us to use it?
Well, once we essentially serve up the stone, it's not a use. It is now you. The stone will change you. It will morph you. You will uncocoon into a different, much stronger version of what you could be.
When should we do it? Like
whenever you
right
feel
now?
you're ready.
I would rather wait after sleeping.
I would too.
I think we should all take some
Agreed.
rest after of what happened just a few hours ago.
I
Right.
agree.
I mean, player-wise, I'm still full health. But I
Yeah.
am charmed. So yeah, I'd probably, yeah, Griswold would be like, I need a nap.
We need to rest, recollect our thoughts, and maybe we can do this the next morning.
Yeah, when we're fresh.
Very well. I will have one of the mini sisters here take you to individual rooms, and as she looks at specifically Jericho, but then kind of like a tiny glance and for a fraction of a second towards the professors, but mainly it's like gearing at Jericho in separate rooms.
Teenagers.
Damn kids and your hormones.
Damn these kids and their level 8 hormones. I won't wake you. Just come downstairs tomorrow for breakfast, and if it's in the middle of the night and you decide that this is something you want to do, I'll be here waiting, and I can take you to the forge.
Thank you for your kindness.
It's
It-
in your hospitality.
It's not without a request that I ask all this, as she doesn't look at all of you. My daughter is in one of the sanctuaries, and I must see if she's okay. So, don't take this as a free bound. Well, as she quickly grabs the stones, I must go. She starts walking out. You guys all get the quick insight that kind and respectful. She is very good at not have she's used to a lot of people, and you won't get one on her. As things as I trust you to take care of these stones. No. We're taking these stones with me. You get that impression pretty heavy and strongly from her. She does leave, and you guys are pretty much uninterrupted for a good 30 minutes or so. Is there anything specific that you guys want to do?
Not really for me. I'm just gonna.
Before we all separate, I'm just going to look at everybody and say, I'm sorry for everything that just happened.
Let's have a group hug.
No hugs.
No,
Yeah. You kids can do that.
As Bones is extending her arms, I'm assuming Neff is pretty eager to hug. But what about the rest
Neff
of you?
is going to give her a hug, a gentle hug.
Fair.
Griswold's just looking dejectedly at the floor, just like like not emo trope mode, but like definitely sad and reserved and wanting to just kind of get alone with his thought.
As Griswold, as you do look at the floor from the distance until you see the fireplace with the giant deer mantled skull, the flames as they start flickering and moving around, you can't help but to just put in the vision of that nymph into these flames.
Fuck. That's exactly what Griswold says. Like just like underneath his voice, or like just like really like sort of to himself. Just fuck.
It's not necessarily nightfall yet, but it is getting close to it. Leon, Sonya, Jericho, is there anything specifically you guys want to do before someone comes in and asks if you guys want to be escorted to your personal rooms?
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at the map, basically until I get escorted. Look at the map and study it until, just so that I can have like an idea on where to go, how to go about it, and stuff like that.
Roll me history.
Me, history.
Yeah.
I'm proficient. That is a 15.
15.
Yeah.
You do know that you as looking at the map, the first
Wait, no, I did my math wrong. It's actually lower, 13. Sorry.
okay. And not too much difference there.
Okay.
You know that from what you can figure out, and just the baseness of how the old pre-Renaissance map was, as compared as to what your general information on just the layouts of these countries, it won't be something like you know which streets to take to that correlation for sure. But you can't think of about halfway through your journey of you not having to cross a city or go through a town before you reach these forests. The first forest being almost mountainish, crossing through more of city before you go up to what you think might be something as akin to like a national park, but you're not sure. So without more investigation and more research, the best way for you to take people there is you have to go through some cities.
So, oh, sorry, it cut off. Was to somewhat
Through some cities.
Cities.
Yeah.
Like
cities. Okay.
Major towns, cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of.
Yeah. You assume you can avoid the small villages, but the cities are with a 13 roll at the current. You don't know how to like navigate away from that. So you will enter Muggle territory at when you guys go there, if you guys decide to go there.
Like to go to the sister location, where is it again? Like towards Paris, right?
Yeah, so up north, pretty much.
Yeah.
Not it's like up north and slightly to the west.
Okay.
But that's the main direction. Sonya and Jericho.
After the madame leaves and says that someone's gonna bring us to our rooms, I'm just gonna go into my old room.
Okay, understand. I mean, yeah.
I already know where to go.
And,
when.
No, sorry.
No, good.
Right now.
No, I was just saying, Jericho's just gonna go and chill outside.
Okay. As you guys do go out, when you do go outside, you see that people are going in and out constantly to the what you didn't notice to be a cemetery, but behind the Thestrial barn is a very small but old cemetery. And like I mean old to the point that you can't even make out any of the engravings on it. And with 6 fresh new recently dug up graves. And there is a very quiet yet respectful precision that's happening, and the Velas look like as soon as they mentally or physically say what they needed to say, when they come in, not a smile but a sense of relief comes from them. How long are you going to stay out?
Maybe like, oh, like 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
Until the wind's already.
Okay, for sure. And with that, unless anyone needs to discuss anything in private, which you guys are free to move around if you wish, though. But when you guys are taken to your rooms, Jericho, Griswold, and Leon are essentially you're it kind of feels like a storage room where just extra furniture is, and like they quickly made a bunk bed and they moved a sofa away. Like you can even see the dust and streak marks from below where the sofa was pushed against a corner, and a blanket and a straw pillow was just placed there. Like you guys are definitely getting all the hand-me-downs of the hand-me-downs that might have been washed once upon a time in there. And you see
look up.
Just on top of.
As Griswold,
Yeah, I need to look at my character notes.
as Jericho instantly gets on the top bunk, and Griswold just on sofa. As you do, Griswold, just because of your innate ability to, with your own spores, you are able to just like recognize the dust that just flies over. Like, yes, okay. Not necessarily that it's gonna like you're okay with it.
I am okay with this.
But as the dust settles on you, you're like, okay. It's not the most comfortable place, but it's very satisfactory, especially with all the events that just occurred.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I needed to look at my character description, like my characteristics and personality traits, because nobleborn, but he's fine.
Yeah. It's you've done expeditions, you've been in other locations. This is not the best, but you've probably been at worse too. At least there's magic here.
I will use my my fairies to kind of dust off the things.
Sure. Someone was saying something.
Yeah. Me.
Yes.
Question, just from my curiosity, what's the next full moon?
What's the next what?
When's the next full moon?
I will tell you that in a second. Since technically, for the past 2 or 3 games, it's been the same day. So we are. It is currently February 13th on a Sunday. The next one will be for another month.
Oh, okay. This is my.
No, it's a good question. I think I only told Neff that her last transformation was, which yours as well, was the week prior. Which is a very good coincidence for someone to mention this trip to you before you guys went on your expedition. You do notice that in like furniture is like desk and chairs are kind of like put against the opposite corner to give you guys as much room as they can. You even see like old up rolled rugs for triggering effects up against the wall, and like ornaments are just kind of like thrown there. Some have blankets, some don't. You're literally in the storage room right now. Bones and Sonya, you guys, Bones and Neff, apologies. You guys are taken to a room where, as you guys walk in, you see that there's Avella who is currently just putting in a box, just putting all her things. Like the box is It's not terribly big, but it's looking like it's fitting almost a desk full of things. And she's not taking a lot, just general books and quills and little mechanical trinkets here and there. You see that she stuffs in a pillow that it doesn't look like it has enough room anymore within this container. So the pillow, half of the pillow is kind of like sticking out. She grabs it, and I don't know who she will do. Let me just roll a d20. Even, Neff, odds, Bones. All right, even Neff. When you're going out, she kind of whispers towards you, Neff. The top one smells bad. And then leaves running away as she was kind of cleaning the bottom bunk. As there are two...
Before she heads any further off, I'm just gonna say thank you.
As you see that there's two desks, a plant that looks kind of plastic to you, but you swear every time that you approach it, it feels real, but it just doesn't. It has an odd extra hue of green to it. It looks like a very basic Hogwarts room. It looks like this is educational. It looks like you just come here, put your stuff. You don't spend time here other than resting and writing, and then you leave to go do other things. And there is a bunk bed towards the end of the wall, giving extra space for the desk to be slightly separate apart. And there is a very neat bed at the bottom and a very messy one at top that you guys both notice.
I'm going to look at Bones and I'm going to say, I'll take the top bunk.
Sounds good. Are you sure? I don't mind being on the top if you feel more comfortable with the weight on the.
I'm.
So, I mean, you're a big dude. You're a pretty big dude, man.
That's true. No, I'm okay.
That was not meant to cause rage. I'm saying this in love. We just.
I need Bones and Neff to roll me initiative.
Oh no!
I mean, Neff, as you do walk through these corridors, and again, the magic throughout this manor, obviously, other than just like a sizing spell to make everything a little bit bigger inside, cobblestone is laid out, and the bricks on the walls look very old, with a lot of vines that move in the slightest fashion. As though they are growing, but it's more like they're not growing. Sorry, but they are just moving slightly throughout the walls. It's decorated with perfumes and flower arrangements. The candles and candelabras throughout the castle light up a specific distance, and you're noticing it's pretty close to a basic light spell, about 20 feet or so. And once you pass that, you see that it almost like the light switch, the candlelight goes off, so not as to waste energy or magic, or maybe just the distance of the spell. And the biggest thing, Neff, that you notice is that the hallways are an inch to centimeters from your shoulders. Like, you feel that everything here is made for a Vela-sized individual, and you're definitely way broader than most of your male compatriots. So this feels not height-wise, but width-wise, a tiny bit claustrophobic at some of the older areas of this manor.
I guess I'm gonna go to the bunk and get on the top and just see if I feel stable in it. In the top bunk.
Roll me percentiles.
Oh shit.
Can I also do a perception, kind of look around, maybe
sure.
Smell around, see what?
Sure, roll me perception. Yeah.
Cast Reparo.
Reparo.
Well, I have to re-roll that one because that one fell. That is 60%.
As you sit in Bones, as you're looking around to, it's fairly clean. You definitely can tell which one's the knee freak and which one's not. You tell that one of the desks actually has like an overlay of perfumes just to kind of mask some maybe uncleanliness or something. Like, it smells nice, and then once you like go through a cloud, you're like, oh, that smells like a skunk going on a date type of mentality. And you hear this, and then as Neff is grabbing onto the rails, just looking at you, and the bunk stays, but it definitely caved in like an inch or two as you sat on top of it.
I am going to get off the bunk.
As you do, you hear the creak just as it resettles back in.
I can definitely stay on the top, and I rolled a dirty.
A dirty 20? Okay.
Just like the room, a dirty 20.
Yeah. You do notice one thing. There is a very crude drawing of the manor, and you see that there are like smudge marks, and you like around it, almost like a pen was going through it all around the manor, and the freshest one at the current is where you guys just were. You with the dirty 20, I'll even let as much as to say is that it almost looks like the width of the tip of a wand, just cursing through this drawing of a manor.
So it's kind of like a live "you are here" view.
And you don't see anything, but it is it's detailed but not eloquent drawing of the manor, and it looks like smudge marks or trace marks from a wand.
In response to Bones saying she could sleep on the top, I'm gonna say, no, it's okay. You should sleep on the bottom. The girl told me that the top smells, so I'm just gonna get my bedroll out. It's all good.
Well, I can definitely do some good smells for about an hour.
Okay. You think
Just an
that?
hour.
You think that maybe that's kind of what she does in the room to like give peace, and before she like leaves, like I'm not gonna clean. I'll just cast a spell. You get that that's kind of the vibe here. Like spells galore. I'm not cleaning. Sonya, when you get to your room, you see that it has to be unlocked before you get in, and it is. For once, someone's been in here because everything's put up, clean, dusted. It's in the right place. Nothing is out of. Someone clean and has been keeping it clean. And things are organized and not in the way that you left it. You see things almost uniformly organized. Like your books are in alphabetical order. Like little details like that throughout your room. As you kind of step forward, the first thing you do is you notice that rug in there, that ugly rug, just still there. And you do
Fireball.
see as you're like going over to your bed, the bed is still there. As in the past, it's a single room for you. And roll me a perception check.
21.
Yeah, of course. You notice that tucked in your desk, hidden, but not terribly hidden. As in, it was meant to be found, and you're like, that's totally out of place. I would have never put black on gray anywhere in this room. And you go over to look, and it looks like almost like a present that was kind of tucked away behind some notes that you had.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it.
Okay. When you do open it, it's an eyeball with some little cord still in there. And there's a note on top of like the top part of the enclosing top cover. So kind of when you open it, it's when you look at it, it's in the Madame's handwriting, and as she writes, To help you open your other eye, sometimes you need another eye.
Goodness.
If there's like a jar or container, I'm gonna put the
Sure.
eyeball in the container.
Sure. When you do touch the eyeball physically, it doesn't. It's squishy, like kind of an eye, but it doesn't look. There's something weird about it that you quite not understand yet. But there is an essence to it. It's not rotten. It's a preserved eyeball.
My God.
It's also a little bit bigger than you think eyeballs would look like. But yeah, you can find a jar easy enough and just put it in there.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not grossed out, but like, I'm grossed out a little.
Yeah. And then on the back, when you fold it, you see that like she wrote like a PS, but on the other side, it does say "Study well, or it won't be useful."
All right.
As many of the you figure it out challenges that the Madame gives you. With you guys pretty much being allowed to do as you will, one thing that you do notice is that as everyone's gathering for supper down in the main hall, which does not have enough room for everybody to eat at once, you do notice there is a turn system. And after the Madame left, you don't see her at all in the manor. And if anyone ever steps outside to look at a window, she is just staring at the 6 graves. As the night proceeds, and you guys peek through your window, she is still there. As night falls and everyone takes their sleep, you're all awakened to just a of a thunder just hit outside the window, and it starts raining. And when you guys peek out through the window, and as the rain is falling pretty harshly, not being affected, and it's rain here, unlike snow. It's to be affected by the whatever enchantment is around that is nullifying the temperature in here. The Madame is still outside, staring at the graves.
Is that in the morning?
It'll be in the middle of the night currently.
Okay, if I see her in the middle of the night there, I'm gonna go out there and just stand with her and just kind of break down with her.
Okay. When when you do approach, you see that she sees you. The floor isn't getting muddy, as you're pretty used to it. But it does strike you as like, oh yeah, that's a thing. So like everything is wet, including her feet, but it's just not soaking in to cause any displeasing effect. But it's still raining here. As she looks at you and just smiles and says nothing. An hour passes, says nothing. 2 hours pass. Nothing. 3 hours pass. And then she looks at you and says, "You might need your rest for tomorrow."
I'm just gonna give her like a hug. I know we're not really touchy-feely, but I give her a hug, and then I go to my room.
She, it's very quick as she knows you. Very quick pat, and then she just nods her head. Almost as soon as you're like pushing away, she just nods. She's like, that's about the time that she would expect you to stop hugging her. And then just nods at you as you go in. Sleep comes easy to most, hard to others. But you do get your rest, HP, everything. Griswold, unfortunately, we're still charmed.
Are you serious? That was the one thing I was gonna ask.
Yeah, as you're waking up close to the 8-10 range, around that time, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., you're still charmed.
Oh my God.
Grumble.
Your dreams are all of the nymph. As soon as you wake up, the first thing you wanted to see was that disgusting raggedy shack with all the cats, but it's just Jericho. and morning breakfast is served if you guys like to partake. A little on the sweet side here and there. Not a lot of hearty nor carb influenced food. Just a lot of savory things. And you don't see them down anywhere.
I would walk in, like, kind of take a peek at the food.
Sure.
Since I assume it would be in either this region or this region.
Yeah. I'll move you guys over, y'all.
And then I'd choose to just kind of like walk out and just munch on a ration instead.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So what do you guys do at breakfast? If anything that you guys wish to do. If not, fast forward to
is there
midday.
any kind of is there any kind of like something light, basically, like maybe a piece of bread or
there is bread, but it's a little fluffier than you would expect, and there is hints of sweetness throughout. A lot of fruits. Tea will definitely be a thing throughout here.
Fruits.
Yeah, and fruits. There's also hints of cupcake. Like the most minimal amount of egg. Definitely no meats. There's like light pans of like thin sausage that looks like it's been glazed on with something, but nothing like breakfast steak or bacon or anything like that. It looks like it could be healthy, but it's not at all. Throughout here, and water and tea everywhere. You do not see coffee, but definitely light teas. If you ask for a darker tea or a stronger tea, you see that one of the fellas has to go into the back and look for it for a bit before she finds something.
No, I'm happy with whatever tea they have.
Sure. Probably jasmine would be like the easiest that they can give you.
Nice.
With everything settled, breakfast had. Unless there's anything specifically you guys want to do, 1 p.m. hits, 2 p.m. hits. Griswold, now, just out of the blue, you are no longer just thinking about her. Any thought that pops into your head, you're like, wait a minute. You still remember, you still know that you had feelings for her, but it's almost like a fast forward 3 years and I'm over that breakup.
That's gonna hit him like a freight train. It's just like, oh, thank God. It's kind of this sorrowful relief.
Yes.
It like I'm pretty sure by a certain point Griswold knew he was under the effect of a charm, but there was nothing he could really do to stop it.
24 hours.
It's 24 hours. The effect lasts for 24 hours.
I was just worried as a player that you were like, if the charm lasts for 24 hours without being broken, it's permanent. But thankfully, that's not the case.
That's a little bit later in the game.
I guess I'll reconvene with the group and I'll be like, finally. Just no context whatsoever. I'm assuming everyone knows. But...
I'm actually gonna look at Griswold like, did you finally take a piss?
Dude, I had to hold it in for that entire train ride, and then we were in the forest, and then we were in a shack, and then there was some lady I was infatuated with. Like, you have no idea how rewarding it feels to finally have access to running water.
God.
Lovely. So
I'm assuming Vilas are looking at me funny. I'm just like...
Some do. You do see some of them, like, look towards Sonya. Is this how all men are?
No. Nah. I'm just...
I'm gonna look at...
Sonya's like, yes.
Yes.
Of course.
I'm gonna look over at them and I'm gonna go, yes.
That's what I figured. And a slight scoot towards away. I want everyone to actually roll me a perception check right now.
Perception.
I'll tell you the DC will be 16.
Yeah,
It's mildly difficult because it's not.
What if my passive perception is 16?
Then you'll notice it.
Can I take my passive perception instead?
Sure, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if it's 16, then yeah. If it's below, you can roll to give you a chance.
No, because my roll is a 9, but my passive is 16.
Yeah, if it's 16, I'll give it to you. It's you're not being threatened by anything or challenge. But if it's lower, I'll give you the chance. Okay.
I'll see it.
All right, Neff, and you're like, yeah, boys are gross. So Leon sees it.
I'm gonna start telling them about Borlong. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. His tail. I mean, can you talk about big?
And I have flamingo wings, so I can be with him now.
You do have flamingo wings. I forgot about that.
Catching that freaking flamingo in the jungle was the biggest mistake Griswold ever made.
No, giving me the wings was the biggest mistake he ever made.
Bones, what did you get?
So Bones' camera has been going in and out. Bones, you are still in voice, so we can still hear you.
Yeah, I think she was maybe talking via her phone, using her phone as a mic, but I'm not sure. So we'll get back to Bones in a second. Neff doesn't see it. Sonya, I presume you see with
21.
your... Yeah. Jericho, what did you get?
Can I use my passive perception?
Is your passive perception 16?
It's 18.
Then yes, you can use your passive.
Oh, wow.
Everybody except for, at the moment, Bones and Neff do not see it, but everybody else does. For different reasons, how you came to this visualization, but... Excuse me. As the different, because a lot of the fellas do eat a lot lighter, and they eat and then go to their studies, or go to their morning chores, or just go converse in one of the many floors upstairs. You're not really getting a lot of. I mean, you've been here for a couple of hours. Most of it was sleeping anyway. What their daily routine is, it feels like a very, very, very loose Hogwarts. Like, to the point of, you study whatever you want to study, kind of like feel to you. Almost every single Vela that comes in, and this is like the third switch thus far of just people sitting down and eating, are all eyeing Jericho.
Jericho's apparently...
If I see it, I'm just gonna play it off.
Okay.
Competition.
I'm just gonna walk. I'm just going to. I'm just gonna walk by Jericho and just pat him on the shoulder and be like, to be young again.
Oh, you say you're calling yourself old.
And as soon as you say that, Jericho,
your age, boy.
You do see this Vela right here kind of spit her tea out. And then embarrassedly doesn't even finish eating her food and just leaves.
Dog.
Just to piss off Sonya just a little bit, just because I like the feel.
I'm way at the other end of the table.
I'm gonna put my hand out and shake her hand and introduce myself.
Oh, hi.
And I'm just as the handshake gets happens, since I'm right next to him, I'm just going to lean over and say a little loudly, "So, are you a cat or a dog person?"
I tend to like Thesterios mostly. You see that her hand's a little clammy, Jericho.
I'm gonna look that way.
And as soon as Griswold says that, I'm gonna stealthily elbow him in the groin.
Roll me stealth.
I'm going to. While this is happening, I'm literally gonna look at Jericho.
15. It hurts, but you saw it. Like, you just saw his hand move slightly, and then oh my god, that was a light tap, but oh god. Oh, that hurts.
For the worst, full contact sucks, but the light
Well, because he was doing it dexterity wise, your stomach is nodding right now.
I'm just I'm just gonna hunch over and be like, all right, I'm old. Fuck. Just I'm gonna like limp over to the corner, just like place a hand on the wall and just.
I'm gonna look at Jericho.
Okay.
Who I'm assuming he still has the girl's hand.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna be like, "Do I need to hit you again?"
As the girl looks at you, I meant nothing, and then immediately just
not
leaves.
You, him.
And she just goes upstairs.
What is this, a harem anime episode?
With things continuing as you do, 2 p.m. hits, 3 p.m. hits. You have not seen the Madame at all.
At this point, after getting over the debilitating shot to the bits,
yeah,
I'm gonna look over to Sonya and be like, "Hey, Sonya,
Yeah.
where is the forge?"
it'll be downstairs underneath the manor.
It's below us.
Like,
You've never seen it be used ever, but it's there.
I'm not the impatient type or anything, but I haven't seen the madam in a while.
The middle of your talking, I'm just gonna walk away and start going that way.
Okay. You see her eventually going this location. Which, for the purposes of the map only, I'll say that this room up here will be where the forge is. If does anyone follow, or
I like having come back to my senses and being the teacher that prompted that movement, I guess I will also follow her.
Okay.
So.
With the I will say that Sonya, as you are walking before, because I believe you have the highest passive perception.
I probably do.
I'll say that before you do go inside, before Bones, Jericho, Neff, and Leon, do you guys follow, or do you guys stay at the kitchen? Okay, I'll move your characters. Gracias.
Are they all following? Because if they're all following,
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow. But if some students was gonna stay here, I was gonna stay with them.
Oh, okay, understood. Yeah, it sounds like everybody's following. Sonya, before you actually head downstairs, as the window right here, you do see that across the way into the behind where the thestrios would be. I don't know if you can see my arrow pointing in that ish direction. You do see the Madame in the exact same spot. Still kind of soaking wet from the night before, but she has not moved.
I'm gonna knock on the window and just to where the.
As you knock, she looks at you, and when you point, she just nods her head. As you guys get below, quote unquote below, because when you map, you know how it be. You will see that maybe 20 or 30 minutes do pass by before the Madame comes in. She walks into where the room is, and with that enough time, you guys see that the forge is like a room behind another room, and it everything is this gray sooted dark stone that's been like just covered in soot. This room does not light up. There are 2 torches that have no oil hanging as soon as you open the front door to go inside. With the door behind you having just enough illumination to be able to see that. Easy enough within 30 minutes, you guys find the appropriate necessities that you need to just light up the torches. And there is a slight glow throughout the room. And for a second, you guys almost forget how dim natural light is as compared to magical light. You guys saw it at the caves where for the temple where the Mother of Snakes was, but just a little bit of oh yeah, this is not as bright as our normal enchantments. After 30 minutes or so, you see the Madame come in with a tray of tea, essentially, and with her also comes Oh, not the table. Just the lady. Sure, the table decided to be where it is. Five other villas that they look a little bit older. The uniforms look prim. Sonya, you notice these are the probably what you would call one of the upperclassmen here. Each of them have their own specific skills here and there. One is great at speaking with ethereals. One is just book smart. One has a natural knack for the herbology and the medicines nearby. One is just innately great at spellcasting. A couple years ago, she would be above you, but with all the force improv training that you've had to do and life saving everything, you're above her at the moment, but you didn't think that would have been possible a year or two ago. And as you guys do go down, you see that the madame puts the tray down almost like at a barrel. There's not even like proper equipment here, and she throws some red stones into the forge, says a couple words in Villa, which Sonya, you just hear her say ignite, and then the fire roars instantly inside of it, and for a second it pushes out and you guys feel the wave of heat, and the entire furnace is a blue flame. And the room now gets shaded with now almost like a purple hue with the orange mixing with the blue, and the temperature rises in here 15 degrees within seconds. It's pretty hot, not uncomfortable, but it's getting there. And as she has all of the 8 stones, please select one, and she kind of grabs a tongue, a metal one, and then shows you how to grab it. You just need to keep your wrist straight. Grab all these, and inside the tongue is a like stone-looking container that it almost looks like a cup. You need to, and she grabs everyone's hand. You need to grab like this. Make sure your wrist is completely straight. Grab it as hard as you can. Put your fingers in the right position to hold and like turn it. And as you guys do turn it with nothing inside, see how your wrist needs to be tightened the entire way through. If you move, you might drop it. And if you drop it, you lose it. And takes her time to show every single one of you. Neff, pretty basic. Yeah, just hold tight and turn. Got it. For those that are more attuned to a little bit more labor, it's a lot easier. Sonya, Bones, probably Jericho as well. This is not. It's not uncomfortable. It's not hard, but it does take you a couple tries before you get the hang of it correctly. This is a lot of stabilizing, like basic, like just pure force versus the nimbleness that you're used to, or your other talents, where it's more akin to studious talents. With that, the forge is still completely blue. And she asks, "Pick your stone." As
I don't know what order we're going to do this in, but as I eventually pick my stone, can I insight check the other villa in the room, and I guess kind of the madame herself, just kind of looking to like read faces?
Sure.
While I still have the mask on, to see if they blame me for what happened.
Sure, roll.
That is a 17.
The villas that are here, they have a sorrow to their face, but you don't view it as blame. The madame, she has what you get the most read out of her. You get the feeling that not like she's over it, but you sense a like understanding from her, a like a wisdom of I lived through things, and a just non-judgmental, never brought up anything that happened. It just here's where we are at the moment.
Okay.
And as she, you see that her hand starts getting, the Madame's hand gets completely, like, very light of blue. All of you at the same time.
Gotcha. I'll select my pink stone.
This Griswold gets the pink stone, puts it in the cup, holds the clamps tight like you were shown. Jericho, which stone do you grab?
It's pinned in Discord.
Yeah, but just for the audience. Yeah, Jericho, which stone do you grab?
The gold stone.
All right, Sony?
The blue-red sapphire.
Neff?
The fortitude. I forgot which one that was. I think it's pink. Or...
I believe so. Yeah, the pink one.
Yeah.
Bones?
The translucent blue one.
Okay. And Leon?
Oh, red.
All right.
I think.
As you guys, we're going to count down for a minute. And once the stone turns liquid, as she's saying this, you see that the other four Velas are already like they have a basic tea like in a fairly thick clay cup that is all sizes. There's no uniform to this. It's just what they had. You do all see that once they make their tea, it's not even the right temperature, it's not the right consistency or time to dip the leaves. It's just here's water, here's tea leaves. This is the what's it called? This is the cleanser after the shot.
It's the chaser.
The chaser. Thank you. This is the chaser. But we're gonna dump it in at the same time. You see that they also bring out 2 potions of healing in the mix of this. As she grabs, as all you guys grab the stones and put it in the tonsil that has the cup, do you all put them in at the same time?
Sure.
As she counts down to 1, 2, 3, and you see that her hand now turns into like a deep blue, and all puts it in, and she starts counting down. And when she says 1, you all pull down, and her hand blasts a cone of cold, completely freezing the mugs, and you hear cracks here and there, but it cools it down, and she says, "Now, quickly!" As you all grab the tongues, and as she told you, place it into the already melted stone into the cup, and as her hand is now starting to get that light blue, and she says, "Drink fast, drink all of it. Do not stop, no matter what pain
and
you
this
feel."
just came out of a furnace like seconds ago.
Yep, and she casts a cone of cold. And she says, "Do not." As you guys like put it towards your lips, she said, "Do not stop, no matter what pain you feel. You have to let the system engulf all of the liquid. If not, it won't pass."
Like, how much is the? How big is the chalice or the cup?
It's a couple of ounces. It's really not that much.
Okay.
I'm gonna trigger symbiotic.
Okay. As symbiotic entities triggers, not that anyone will be able to really see. You do see the Madame's eye kind of like raise her eyebrow when you do that, and then
I'm triggering it as I'm drinking it.
Okay.
Like,
as soon as you do, she will definitely like. What was that? Okay. After like the half a second, like it's not affecting anything. Cool. All right, good. Like she didn't know what you were doing, and she has abilities. With her eyeballs.
If she has detect magic, she'll be able to
Yeah.
see.
As you guys do drink it, you see that the brew tints to the color of whatever stone it was, and To describe what you are tasting, it does taste like you are swallowing dirt. There will be chunks of stone that were not fully melted, and you have to pass that through. You are literally drinking rocks right now in gravel. So I do need every single one of you to roll me a as I'm trying to get my notes out. One more second. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Everybody?
Every single person.
Metal dice then. Constitution. Come on,
Saving
metal.
throw, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Con save +1. 19 for Leon.
Okay, Leon, that's the first one. You pass.
15 for Grizz.
Griswold passes.
23 for Neff.
All right, that's a pass.
No, of course.
17 for Sonya.
Okay, 17 for Bones. What did Sonya get?
17.
Okay.
Bones got 18.
Bones got 18. Okay, cool. Still pass. Jericho.
And I got a 15.
15. As you guys start tasting the first couple of sips, you all pass. I need a second one.
Well, there's going to be a third one, too.
Oh,
What?
no.
What are you saying? What are you talking about?
Natural 20.
All right. That's 2 passes. Leon, that's a 5 total.
Yes.
You are. We are suffering.
+1.
We're suffering 2 points of exhaustion, my friend.
Wow.
Oh.
Uh,
I got a 12.
that is 2 points of exhaustion.
How do I write that down here on notes or something?
Yeah, it's a condition that you like being poisoned. You just add. So, moving forward, Bones. What did you?
I got a 14.
That is 2 points of exhaustion. Neff, I believe you pass.
I got a 19.
Yeah, Neff just passes. Sonya. Well, one more time. One more time, Sonya.
15.
15. That also is a fail. So it looks like Neff and Jericho are the only 2 that pass. So 2 points of exhaustion. Disadvantage on all your ability checks, and your speed is halved.
Starting now?
Starting now.
Okay.
Until you are unexhausted.
Okay.
Third one, please.
So this is a disadvantage because I have...
No, ability checks, not saving
Advantage
throws.
for-
Not saving throws.
Not saving throws.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ha! Not 20 on that one.
Okay, good.
21 total.
All right, that you just pass
11.
Just fast.
11. So that's an additional 2 points. So we're at 4 points of exhaustion for Griswold. Bones,
I got a 23.
you pass. So Bones, you're still at 2, which is disadvantage on all ability checks, half speed until you heal from this. I'll get to Leon's in a minute, just in case anybody else fails. Neff.
24.
All right, you have 0 points of exhaustion.
Wow.
Good job. It's almost like you were made for this.
Look at this
so weird.
barbarian.
Yes, it's so weird. It's so odd.
Can the next save be dexterity?
No. Steph, Sonya, what did you get?
4.
4. We're at 4 points of exhaustion.
Oh my goodness.
Jericho?
16.
We're at 4 points of exhaustion. Just so you know, 4 points of exhaustion. Disadvantage on all ability checks. Half speed. Disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws now. And your maximum hit points are halved. As by now you've drinking the full potion, that the concoction, and everybody except for Neff is having violent reactions. Either you're convulsing, you're stiffening, you're just too loose, you're completely unaware of your surroundings. Some of the Velas have to go and catch you to make sure you don't fall or hurt yourself.
I was gonna go catch people or help them.
Yes.
Half base hit points, 10 hit points total. What's going on?
Half maximum. Your maximum is halved.
Maximum.
So if you have temporary hit points, cool.
My base.
Yes,
my
base. Yeah.
Gotcha.
The last roll.
It's like the morning after eating very, very, very spicy food. Anyway.
But I love that. That's the favorite. That's the best part of my day. Are you kidding? Okay.
The last roll.
Okay. So I only have 2 points of exhaustion, so straight roll still on my
For saving throw, yes.
For saving throw. Yes.
Okay. Leon.
Yeah.
On yours, I do need you.
Mine is different.
Yes.
I'm
now.
skipping all of ours, Will.
Yes, this last one, all yours will be different. Stop being in my head, Charles. Leon, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
What? I just told you, hey, can the next one be next?
I know, and it's a complete coincidence. All right, so dexterity saving throw.
Oh no, I don't know. That's an 18.
18. Okay, roll me.
20 was so bad, but I don't know.
Roll me a d4. Keep
D4.
Keep that number to yourself.
Keep the number to myself.
Griswold.
Gotcha.
I need you to roll me what you are. Where the hecking are? Oh, a straight d20.
Straight d20, no disadvantage, no nothing.
What are your No disadvantage, no nothing.
Wow, despite 4.
Oh wait, you have 4? Yeah, then yes, because your maximum hit die have suffered. So yes, apologies. Roll me a d20 with disadvantage. Tell me the total number.
Total number or the 2 separate rolls?
The lower of the 2 rolls.
Lower is a 12.
12. Okay, roll me a d4. Keep the number to yourself. Bones. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie. I got an 18 on that one.
Okay, roll me a d4 as well. Neff, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw. Yours is the same.
Okay. That is 21.
21. You have not suffered any of the exhaustion points, but I still need you to roll me a d4.
Okay.
Yours is different.
Wow.
I need to keep note of that one.
Okay.
Sonya, I need you to roll me a intelligence saving throw.
$45.
45?
25.
Oh, but 40.
Did you roll? I was like, God, did you roll? Oh, shite. Oh, of course, you're a wizard. You got pluses to it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Roll me a d4. Jericho.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are pretty hefty from everything that I'm reading. How many points of exhaustion do you have?
How many points?
4?
I think you told me 4.
Okay, because you have passed 2 points, I need you to roll me 2d20s, take the lower roll.
Straight roll.
Yeah, straight roll.
Okay. It was 17 and lowest was a 14.
Okay, roll me a d4 as well. And with that, Neff, you're the last person. Every single one of you just passes out. And you're like, I'm not gonna... Then you also fall. But you feel the chair being... It's like, this is a chair. Okay. And you see all your compatriots just fall and being grabbed by one of them. And you Roll me a perception with disadvantage, Neff.
The second I fall unconscious, symbiotic entity dissipates.
Okay, thank you.
You gotta be kidding me.
Because I have lost consciousness.
Damn it. That is it's a 16, but I would have had a nat 20.
Okay, 16 is just enough that you do see only on one, because of the position you're in, the closest character miniature representation is Jericho. So I'll say that you saw it only on Jericho. As you see the Madame, as soon as they're falling, she was looking at every single one with like a holy shit, I hope this works kind of like expression, and she puts her fingers right to Jericho's throat and to check for a pulse. She sighs, and then she looks at everybody else, and then you pass out. And we will come back and see what happens after break.
Holy crap!
So
still keep the D4, right?
Keep the D4, keep that number, and
Yes.
I'll let you know what that means in a minute. Neff's, yours is different from everybody else's. All right, so yeah, we'll be back in a bit, guys. So we will seize you after break. Enjoy our little commercials and meeting.
Hey, yo, Vic, I've got the new script you sent us for the next episode. So we have new players? Who's Grayson? You know who that is?
Yeah, I'm reading that too. What's this? Tori Val?
So we have new players?
New players?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, dude. So it also says that the schedule's changed. We're playing on Mondays now?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to Tuesday?
That'll team out Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh well.
Okay.
Okay.
And just one last little thing.
And it's online now?
Yeah, that. So we're not playing in the studio anymore. It's all online. All right, man. That fucking works for me. All right. Cool. See you later. Bye.
So before we jump into the game, that's gonna annoy me. I just refreshed, so that wouldn't happen. God, Neff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so annoying that happens. I don't know why it annoys me. Hey, Jess, you have a thing that you wanted to say before.
I do. I wanted to say, it's Jesus' birthday.
Swear to God.
Merry Christmas.
But also, because it's Jesus' birthday, Vic did a really awesome thing.
No,
so
he didn't.
I'm gonna share it in our Discord so you can see it a little bit further up close. But here, for our awesome viewers, I'm gonna try to do this.
Is that a horny boy? What is it?
No.
Oh, that's cool. That looks cool.
So
That looks really cool.
Isn't it
What's
awesome?
the hecking
Hogwarts
even?
Preparatory. So thank you so much, Vic, for
Oh my
putting in
God.
that time and effort. But yeah, it's Jesus' birthday.
Dude, that looks really cool. I don't know about that guy at the end, but that looks really. Oh my God, that looks so cool. Spiral looks pretty epic. Spiral does look pretty cool, and because I have this amazing ability to be here at the table, let me see if I can. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And doing it. But damn, look, that's what our amazing Vic drew. Dude, that looks so cool. Holy crap! Thank you, Vic. Thank you, guys. That's so cool. We got Bones at the bottom. We got Jericho with his rip and tear. And we got Sonya reading magics, and then we got the Leons with the hey, look at that eyeball. And then we got that spiral and our plaguey boy, and we got them muscles over there, and then some guy at the top, I guess.
And then that sexy boy on the top.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's
Vic
just.
Sexy was on the top. Who's
Vic
that sexy
said
boy?
it will be colored soon.
Oh! To get back to our horrible.
Old sounds.
Jesus,
So-
can you try something for me? Try, like, even hovering the song doesn't make the little like hover box go.
No, it does not. It does not. I literally there's nothing I can do. The only thing I can do is refresh the entire page,
All right, don't
which
worry
takes
about it.
which takes a second. We can still hear, but whatever. So,
Mhm.
Neff,
Yeah.
what did you get on your D4? Two. You're going to pass out for
Okay.
20 minutes
Cool.
and wake up. You're going to wake up in a room, and as soon as you do, there's going to be a bones in the bunk bed underneath. Pass out. Because you are only going to pass out for 20 minutes, you're going to notice this. Leon, what did you get?
One.
Well, that's 1 day.
1 day.
1 day. Griswold?
Good.
I got a 2.
2 days. Bones.
God, this is scary.
What did you get on your
Wait,
D4?
Jesus, this is scary.
I got a 3.
That's 3 days of
Oh my
complete
God.
rest. Sonya? 2 days. And Jericho? Now, to note, when Jericho gives me his number.
Steph and Josh currently have their mic muted. I'm not sure
Okay.
if that's intentional.
Just letting you know.
Oh, 2 as
One,
well for
2 as well. Okay, so
Jericho.
2 days. 1
Sorry.
point.
Yeah, both of us have.
Okay. Both every point of exhaustion, the only way to get healed other than magical means is 1 full day's worth of rest. So, I believe, except for Bones at 3 days. When you come to those that have 4 points of exhaustion, which were
Griswold and Jericho, I think.
And Sonya. Okay.
And Sonya.
You guys will come back. The first day you recovered the half your HP. So on day 3 you have your regular HP. Day 2 that you came from, because I believe all 3 of you rolled a 2. You wake up and you recovered your disadvantage to attack rolls and saving throws. So when you do get up, you have disadvantage on all ability checks, and your speed is halved. You feel exhausted, woozy, your muscles hurt in different ways, breathing is difficult, slight fevers here and there, not bedridden, but you don't feel well at all. Every now and then you'll get vertigo, and eating hurts. You just can't, some of you just cannot digest food and keep it in. It always comes up, one way or another. Well, only one way, actually. Neff, you come out dizzy, and you're going to have a piercing headache for the next day. But other than that, you're noticing your friends come in. At Bones is the last one. She's breathing. She has fevers. She convulses now and then, but she will come through, as we're already 2 days in. Leon, you 2 fails?
Wait, what?
You only got 2 points of exhaustion, right?
I have 2, yes.
And you rested for 2 days?
I only rolled a 1.
Oh, 1. Okay. So when you wake up the next day, you only have 1 point of exhaustion. You're still feeling the same symptoms that everybody else is feeling. And then when you recover, you're still not going to be feeling 100%, even though your stats will say that. You don't feel good. Mm-hmm. Hopefully everything worked out well when I was doing things behind the scenes. To go backwards from our usual introductions, and letting you starting with Jericho this time, we're letting everybody know what they got. Jericho, you did take the gold stone, right? As I'm also showing it here on screen. Jericho, this is permanent. I will reiterate, permanent change. You all pass the physical metamorphosis of this. Since you drank the Stone of Life, your HP increases by 1 permanently.
By 1?
Mm-hmm. So jot that down, as the new character card should indicate that, because I should erase the old one, so this is the old one. Sonya, you did drink, as I don't have my notes here, which one did you drink? I forgot. Well, sorry. Oh, look at that beautiful artwork. Sorry, I need to go to the ping. Sonya, you did the Bird's intelligence. So your int increases by 1,
So
capping it.
The main number, yeah.
Yeah, capping it at 20. If I understood correctly. So
Yes, it's a 20.
So everything that's everything related to that increases from 4 to 5. So so your saving throws, all your skills related to intelligence, your spell DCs, everything that is related to int increases by 1 as well, because you get to the new cap, reaching the utmost peak of intelligence you can without magical means, which is magical, but regardless. We're going on to Neff. As Neff, you drank the pink one. Your Constitution score increases by 1, going to a 16, which thus makes your HP go up to a total of 119.
Yes.
Your Constitution saving throw increases, and that's a lot, but that is it. It's a lot of numbers, but a very small amount of adjustments.
I'm happy.
Bones, your since you drank the making sure that it's off. That is okay. Bones, since you drank the blue translucent one, the one of wisdom, your wisdom point increases to 1 till you're at 15. So 1 more point, and all those stats on Wiz increase. So we're playing the long game here. It's so yeah, wisdom at 15. And then we're going on to Griswold. Griswold, you took the Stone of Protection, which raises your AC permanently to +1 without armor. So your AC's
16 AC.
Yes.
I love.
So yeah, even if you don't have armor on, bare naked Dex +1.
I okay. Bare naked +1. Okay.
With the it's always there. Even if you don't have armor on, you will still have that +1.
Okay. So with all the stuff I've got on, my AC is at 16.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just whenever you're equating things, let me know. And Leon, yours was the agility stone, the deep red. Your dexterity goes up by 1, making it a 17. Is that correct?
A 7 bone. Yes.
Yes. So 17. So same thing as Bones. We're playing the long game. So 1 more point, and y'all stats increase up as well. So with the still waiting the next day to let Bones rest up with a massive headache, a little dizzy, as when you do wake, everything kind of feels fuzzy and the shapes start to make shape. There we go. You see your friends crowded around you, and you are all, by this point, other than Bones, all you are pretty dizzy, but you're fine. It's been 3 days of rest. You feel an immense hunger by now, everybody, except for Bones. Food's gonna be a little bit weird for the next day.
So by the 3rd day, I recover, or the 2nd day, I recover all my exhaustion.
Yes, you do recover all exhaustion. You have RP exhaustion the 3rd day, but you recover everything. And those that suffer 4, you still need to recover 1 more full day's worth of rest before you get that back.
Okay.
So, Jesus, since I had 2 points and I rested for 3 days, am I okay?
You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. Good enough that you slept through the painful parts. It's just that hangover, man. It's you just got.
For once, you get to skip the worst parts of the hangover.
Yeah. So, with I believe 1 more day of rest needed fully to recover efficiently, what do you guys want to do?
When I first come out of it, and I realize how long I've been sleeping for, or unconscious for, and realize how hungry I am, I'm going to attempt to cast Goodberry.
You're able to.
Okay, cool. And then I'm just gonna pop one in my mouth and see how that goes down.
Because it's magical means, you won't suffer any, you won't regurgitate it. You feel full. Probably the best thing you could have done at the moment.
Okay, and then for anyone else who's conscious on the, I know we're rewinding a little bit because we're going to when Bones wakes up.
Yeah.
But anyone who is conscious, to mitigate the effect of not being able to keep solid food down, I'm going to just help them with Goodberry.
That's a pretty brilliant thing to do. Good job. That takes some things out of my book. That's good. Yes, Neff.
I would like to note that when I got out of the 20 minutes I was down, I literally was going to every single person and trying to help them as much as I can, getting cool rags if they had a fever or something. That kind of stuff.
Which is greatly appreciated. I would say that Bones, probably out of everybody here, you did. The only things you remember is Neff always being next to you through your sleeps.
Can I attempt Austin Powers pee when I wake up?
I will allow this. Yeah, of course. Days of pent-up pee, just relaxed. And when that happens, you do see one of the Velas, Sonya, explicitly, do Muggle women pee that loud all the time?
Yes.
Or not Muggle women. Wizard women.
Human.
Human.
Wizard
Yeah.
woman, yeah.
Humans. As that gets noted, on the fourth day of everybody's recovery, with solid food being able to be digested, and even if you want to take it slow, you may. As the madam doesn't really interact with you guys at all in these couple of days. You can see her always just outside in the rain. I mean, in the by the graves. When she's needed, she goes inside. But other than that, she'll be outside.
Yeah. Neff would attempt to, when she's not trying to take care of everybody else, go outside around the graves. And would there be flowers growing nearby?
Yeah.
Okay. I would place flowers on each grave.
Okay.
And mutter a few words, mostly to myself, hopefully to where the madam couldn't hear me, I guess. It's really just Neff saying sorry to everyone that she wasn't able to save.
I have sort of a meta question.
Sure. As she thinks in a minute, yeah.
Is the wood nymph grave separated from the rest of them? I don't know how they would.
It was, but I don't recall how long. I'll say that a couple of feet, but it was definitely it's there. It's still
then
there.
Neff would see the gravestone inscription.
Yeah.
Right. And Neff would still offer her apology to the wood nymph and leave a flower on her grave as well. But yeah.
I have a question. I kind of want to do it anyway, but I do have a question to the DM about this. So I do. You said that Madame is outside at the moment, like by the graves and stuff. Because I do want to talk to her.
Sure.
First, and I want to ask her if, like, basically tell her like, thank you for everything. Or like, well, thank you for everything and hospitality you have given all of us. By any chance, do you need any kind of galleons or anything to help support this house?
No. This house has been enchanted before I was a madame here. There was another madame. I've been keeping this place safe for a couple of your lifetimes, and it's going to remain powered by the magic that was in place here by wizards of old.
So you don't need any kind of money to keep this running?
No, not in any way.
I totally forgot that Vila's age differently.
Yeah, I was gonna donate some money to them or something, because if they needed it. So no. I don't need to ask the question, because basically the question was I was gonna ask you is like if you allow it, I was gonna say that owl to the Gringotts to give them money or something like that from my estate, quote unquote.
Yeah. But no, you're fine.
Yeah, okay.
On the day that Bones wakes up, I'm assuming will still be out here.
Yeah. That I mean, because of roleplay throughout the 4 days, you guys can pick and choose where you want to be.
Hobble out, like using my staff, like much more for support than normal.
Yeah.
And as I approach her side and she notices me, I'm going to literally just drop to my knees and full blown, like, I am so sorry, bow, and just say, like strip my mask from my face and say, it's my fault, I'm sorry. Like the deepest condolences that Griswold, with his limited exposure to both humans and Vila, can muster. Just, I cannot express enough how sorry I am for this woman.
There's she looks towards Leon for a second. I haven't seen a man drop to his knees for me in a while. And then looks at you, Griswold, even though it's from above so you can't see. Do you blame a dog who's been chained, and when pressed and forced, do you blame his bite on the dog itself?
No, I think that all living things are capable of free will. It's
But when
But
that
when-
will
but when-
is pushed and pressed, it no longer becomes their own to manipulate.
that's fair.
I think your emotions, but then I do not place fault upon you. I do not place fault upon this guardian. She's been here longer than I have. I place fault on the wizard who forced her hand, who forced our hand, and in chain forced your hand. I blame fault not even on him, but on the wizard who's refusing to take him down.
She's gonna see Griswold's like shoulders relax with that like relief that people, or at least the madame, isn't blaming him personally for it. And as he starts to stand up, we'll ask, "Do you mean Dumbledore by that?"
Dumbledore is known as a warlock of the highest order, a sorcerer amongst most. He and he alone has the only ability to stop this. And it's been many years of nothing.
So you're saying that Dumbledore has the power to stop this,
Dumbledore has always had
To
the
stop-
power to stop this.
to stop Grindelwald, if that's who you're referring to. But
He's letting
he has not done anything.
childhood memories not grab his wand and say the words that he must.
I'm gonna look to Leon and be like, we saw Dumbledore in action as a teacher. Like, we know what he's capable of, or at least a very limited, like, former student-based capacity of just how strong he is.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, I don't believe I'd know Dumbledore's relation to Grindelwald personally, like, as a character,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
She did mention earlier that Grindelwald's heart laid somewhere else. That's why the wooden nymph couldn't tame a heart that's already been claimed. If Dumbledore does not get over his extremely childish emotion and does not raise his wand towards a person that does not deserve the love he gets, you can see what's happening all around. You can see this country
chaos.
being controlled by the chaos. Either he's feeling the muggles, or the muggles are feeling and disguising his atrocities. And his business gone unchecked for a while. I don't blame the ministry, for they do not have the power to stop them. I don't blame myself, for I do not have the power to stop it, nor all of you.
I'm gonna look towards the house and then back to the Madame in Griswold and basically say, so, and then looking towards kind of more into Griswold, because I'm new to this party. I believe you've been with the children longer than I have.
A bit.
So, in a way, is Dumbledore sending these children to take care of Grindelwald in a way?
Look,
Have
when these children came across me, I was trying to quell a abjuration of sorts, corruption of the forest that was nearby, the place where I would come back to every year, my parents' farm. They came across me and helped me in a time of need, and seeing that they were just children, but the power they possessed was enormous, I chose to help them in return. From what I've seen of Dumbledore, he places a lot of faith in these kids. A lot of faith that I don't believe is misplaced, but part of me can't help but wonder how that faith came to be in the first place. You know? I know what they've been through from what they've told me. And they've told me a lot. But I can't read Dumbledore's mind, and I'm just gonna kind of like look over to the madam, just in a sort of like, I know you know more than you let on kind of glance, and just kind of smile a bit because my mask is off, and then look back to Leon and be like, I don't know what he's thinking, but if he's trying to act by proxy through these kids, while I don't condone acting through the minds of children, I can see where he's coming from, sort of.
I understand what you're trying to say, but they are still children.
Agreed. They're quite young. They're like being thrust into the real world at this speed would break the minds of lesser men and women, I think. Having seen it myself. But
I don't disagree with their strength. They are very powerful. They might be even stronger than you and me.
everyone
Especially
has their
with-
own specialty. But
Especially with how young they are, but they are still just kids.
agreed. I don't know. When we get back, we should ask him about it. But for the time being, we have an objective. We have a goal. And as I like put weight back on my staff, and I go, and I need a nap and then a drink once I'm over this damn.
Oh yeah, when I see Griswold kind of struggling to stand up, I'm gonna use Mage Hand, aka my little fairies, to help.
As you guys are walking, you don't see the madame look at you at all, but she does continue speaking. I would urge caution around a man who does not love. And I would urge the utmost caution on a man who loves and has that great power. I would also...
That's deep, bruh.
Like, is she addressing us at all, or is
She's just talking. She's talking as like you guys are like starting to turn around, but in a loud voice to hear before you step into like assuming the door over here. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by the time you guys get to the door, do you know what a faith weaver is?
I'm gonna perk up
Faith
as
weaver?
I hear that,
Mm-hmm.
turn and be like, they've encountered her before if you're talking about who I think you are.
A faith weaver knows how to read others' visions and prophecies. Something that is not a myth.
Is there only one person that can be titled that at a time? Like, I'm turning back to her as like we're walking away.
I don't know.
Because
Legends are legends for a reason. Truths get muttered and over-exaggerated.
these kids had their minds, at least for a time, manipulated by someone with the title of Faith Weaver. And ultimately, like, they and myself included had to face this threat with me only knowing what they had encountered. She was formidable and ultimately fell.
I don't know if you, I don't know how you rule it, but can I roll some kind of history with what a Faith Weaver is?
Sure, you roll history.
Like disadvantage or anything like that?
No, just roll.
That is 16.
You have no idea.
Okay.
That DC was
Fair.
like 25
Like,
or something.
yeah, it was like 30 probably.
It's a high number. As all this sounds completely new to you, Leon.
Yeah.
I also
Her
caution.
name was Omni.
She shakes her head. I am glad that it has been vanquished. But I would heed to caution again. And when she says that, she's not looking at any one of you. Fear the ones who can read their own future. You must also fear the ones that can read others' future. And when someone with great power who has love and knows their purpose is someone who should be stopped by any means.
Acknowledged, madame. And I'm going to bow a bit as I like place the mask back over my face, as it just brings me a kind of like comfort.
Yeah, I'll be like, again, thank you for everything and the hospitality. I wish good fortune to you and the manor. They keep calling it manor, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Or estate? Or
Manor and sanctuary, they'll be used a lot. Yeah. I think she will probably use sanctuary more than anything else.
Oh, but
And as Leon says that, I'll kind of just nod and be like, "And we will check on your daughter."
yeah,
Without
nods.
the spikes.
She nods her head, and you see that like her lip kind of quivers for a second, then she recomposes herself. And then when you say that, she leaves. Yes, sorry, Leon.
No. You can go.
No, that was it. Are you doing anything like as she's doing it before?
It's just basically like, yeah, I was just gonna say, I believe, me, like the professors and the children, are planning to go up to one of your sister locations to check on your daughter. But I do think that we should, after what you've kind of done with us, and we'll look at it like, I feel a little fast. Do you, Griswold?
You feel a little what? I'm sorry, you clicked for a second there. So.
I was like looking at myself, like after that tea ceremony, if you want to call it like that, I feel a little faster.
I feel
What
a
do you
little
feel?
like Jesus from an RP perspective. How would I interpret what?
For Leon to maybe a little bit of assistance from what I would assume. Your muscles, your stabilizers probably got physically stronger. So like all these little like muscles that move, like all those little guys, especially your core, got stronger. You're able to react faster, and your attention is clear. For Griswold, I would imagine something akin to like your actual skin. Not feels rougher or tighter, but it's more dense. Like,
do you think it would like react to the spores in any way because I triggered it as I drank it? Like, would that be what's like causing it?
It could be that because you did your spores, like your spores are physically on you in a way like you can't shake these guys off ever. Now they're permanently akin to you as well.
It's like, can I punch you real quick and see if it hurts?
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna still hurt.
Yeah, no, it's just affecting my AC, not my like.
Yeah. Just you can. A cow has a thicker hide than us, but you punch a cow and it still hurts the cow. It'll still kick you. Like I guess that kind of mentality. Bones. it's almost like your brain kind of realigned itself, and it's a lot of the questions that you had were like when you came through. It's almost as a realization of what you've learned, almost like eating a mushroom, and then your synapses literally just realigning itself. Things are a lot clearer. Things you're seeing and reading individuals in a more confident way. Neff, you feel just stronger all out. Your lungs are clear.
Your six
Your
pack became 8.
it's more internal. It's more like just things like you're gonna notice you're not gonna get as sick as often. You're gonna notice that things are easier to breathe. You're gonna notice that you can run a little bit more. You can push a little bit more. Your endurance overall is just that much more stronger. Sonya, yours is gonna be the last one I'm gonna say. And Jericho, you just feel good. You feel alive. You just that's like aftermath of the adrenaline rushing, and you're just like you can breathe, and that breath just feels better.
What was Jericho's stone modifier?
His HP by 1.
HP by 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sonya, you, in the only way that Sonya can understand this is you feel that your third eye has started to expand. That extra knowledge is coming in. And with your when you do wake up, you notice that almost timely, when you do wake up, somebody's closing the door, and that glass jar with the eye is right next to the bed.
Okay.
It's moving.
But getting back with those descriptions in mind, getting back to what Leon just asked me, I'm gonna kind of turn to him because he is like in his own way kind of helping me walk. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna turn to the arm that's holding the staff, that's my left arm, and just be like, I'm just gonna kind of like shake it really quick and be like, huh, they're a little more friendly than normal. And just kind of go with that.
What, my fairies?
No. The you remember what I was gesturing to in the shack when you were mildly interrogating me? Yeah, those. They're and like as a player to another player, like Jeremiah, you're gonna think I'm fucking schizophrenic until you finally see these things.
No, you're probably just smoking a little too much or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
just a little too much.
You like all the grass and trees and stuff, you know.
Chris is a little too friendly with nature. Yeah, I can understand that. But yeah, they're a little friendlier than normal.
So, with that in mind, our probably the 4th day, you guys are still getting used to the changes. Just unless you all immediately decide to. On the 5th day of you guys being here, I'm just going to, for the sake of oops, that's not what I wanted. For the sake of me and the audience, I'll place you guys all here.
So where?
To the room that you guys came in from, the first one. Order of the Broken Moth. What do we wish to do?
Is the map still there?
Yeah, Leon would have the map at his hand.
Yeah, I'll have it kind of written down.
Leon has the map like more modernized for the current like political climate of the Muggles, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna, I guess if Leon takes it out, I'm going to like look at it and be like, well, if we're at the southernmost point and the northernmost point is like the last one we need to check, why not just approach it in a line, like just bisecting France, south to southwest to northeast.
Oh. Yeah. Where? So, did the madame say anything where her daughter is?
Oh, I don't remember. I'm gonna glance at Sonya and be like, Sonya, do you know which sanctuary she's at?
She at the one at the north.
I would think it would be the closest one. I wouldn't think she'd be that far.
At the what?
The furthest one. The
Oh, the
furthest
furthest one.
The furthest one.
The north. The furthest one at the north. Okay.
I'll be back really quick, guys. Sorry, audience.
We're
Yes, please
we're
RP.
gonna keep the audience entertained. We're gonna RP it a little bit.
Welcome to the DM list, Divine Conquer. I'm your host, Griswold. No, I'm kidding.
No, but yeah, with RP purposes, then I guess I'll tell Griswold to, like, maybe and look at the whole party and say, maybe it is beneficial for us to move that way instead of going back and forth.
I will note, like this is Griswold speaking. I'll note and I'll address the points on the map. These are major Muggle populations that when I backpacked through Europe, I did try to avoid. Just because, and I'm just going to address myself briefly and be like, I think I'd stick out a little bit.
Yeah,
just a bit.
Maybe you need some kind of modern clothes, I believe.
I'd take like very light offense to that.
Yeah, I was like,
there's change anything.
What are we getting offensive?
No, we're just RPing a little bit.
Like, kind of just like looking at myself too. It's like, there's a reason why I'm wearing this clothes. This is not really what I prefer per se, but it's more into so I can hide within the crowd, you will.
And that's what the mask does for me, but it's more so for wizarding pockets than it is for Muggle stuff. Like we get into a Muggle town, or God forbid, a city, and no, I'll take off the mask and just be some regular weird looking guy with like a traveler's cloak and some leathers on, but I shouldn't stick out that much. But still, we should try to avoid the major city centers.
We should also keep in mind that there is a war going on.
Mm-hmm.
So we might want to try to stay off the beaten path as much as possible.
Yeah, I don't want to encounter some muggles that will try to kill us.
Do we want to send a message back to Dumbledore?
Oh, that irks me a little bit. There's a little bit of mistrust at the moment to him.
I'm gonna look to Leon and be like, I think if it came down to it, if we ran into some, and Jesus, I'm going to ask, would I know the Nazi regime? Like, having seen the effects of World War I, but not.
Yeah.
If we run into,
I thus far, maybe Neff being the closest related to the wizarding world, you've all had some experience with the atrocities that happened many years ago and what's happening now. So I would say yes.
well, I mean, not like history, like what little history I know as a player, like the Nazis weren't a major party until like the mid to late 30s. So because World War I, like Nazis didn't exist. But
at the right now it's been 4+ years. Yeah.
So if we run into Nazis in the middle of the countryside, I think the gloves are off. Like they're gonna be trying to I think they'd try to like check our papers and see why we're out in the middle of the wilderness. But if that goes to complete shit, I think the gloves are off. I think we can pretty much deal with conventional weaponry. And
Well,
that's
if there-
addressed to Leon.
Well, if there's no witnesses, so, then I guess
Agreed.
the wizarding world will be safe. Won't be exposed to the muggles.
That's true.
That's so dark.
I guess I'll just briefly address the kids and be like, any of y'all know Obliviate? It's kind of something I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I think our translation would be Mind Blank. It's kind of a high level spell.
To what Bone said, I want to say, I'd rather us handle this business without anyone else knowing. From what I've heard, and I'm gonna look to Griswold and Leon, be like, from recent conversations, it solidified my opinion that we shouldn't trust everyone.
Neff is purposely not saying too much. Just, yeah.
I'd look to Sonya and be like, Dumbledore entrusted y'all to us to keep you safe. I do think as a honorary teacher, he should be privileged to at least some rudimentary status report of where we are, so that if shit truly does hit the fan, I'm gonna be like, pardon my French, Penny.
Neff is just gonna look at him and go, "You don't have to do that."
Fair.
Yeah, you need to watch your language around the kid, Professor.
Both.
If shit does hit the fan, it'd be nice that someone knew at least basically what our intentions were, and that way they could respond as necessary if we get backed into a corner, you know? I'm not saying
You
tell
can
Dumbledore
do what you want.
everything.
It's not like anyone can find me. I'm gonna get a tattoo.
That's fair. That is fair.
As long as you don't tell him the location of where this sanctuary is, and he has no idea where we are at the moment, that's fine. I don't want any more Bella's death on our hands.
Griswold's gonna have this look in his eyes because mask is back on, and then walk over to Sonya and whisper something in her ear, which I'm gonna put in Hogwarts Prep chat, just to be a little secretive. So, if Steph, if you've got Discord open.
What about the rest of you guys?
Yeah, I have it open. Go ahead.
I just, whatever we decide on how to get there, let's just be cautious.
I think just being safe in general is just better than just going straight through there. It might take a little longer for us to get there. Maybe the safer way is better.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
Lessen
in
our
Hogwarts
interaction.
Prep chat, Steph.
Lessen our interaction with the Muggles and this war that's going on, this Muggle war.
Given the context of the Muggle War, I think just as little contact with Muggles as humanly possible would be best, because they're either going to be soldiers for one side or the other. France, to my limited knowledge, is more or less occupied at this point. So, we see conventional firearms, we might want to keep our distance.
Maybe we can just keep messaging each other mentally too, to check to make sure that we're not under any due influence, because that was pretty freaky.
I'll look to Bones and be like, I can assure you, as of now, I am of sound mind.
It was like, I look at Bones and I look at Griswold and I talk to Griswold, are you really? But in telepathy.
I'll be like, yeah, the sound of mind is as I am, and just kind of, you know me, like, yeah, I'm a little off tilt, but I'm not like full blown like over the cliff.
You know how you know who this is.
Yeah, it's your boy Griswold, friend of plants and enemy of humanity.
What up?
Yeah, don't worry. You haven't really seen Leon do
What's
a little
good?
a little bit of his quirk.
So, Order of the Broken Moth. What is our plan?
Bisect France in a southwest from where we are to northeast line, avoiding major Muggle populations, i.e., city centers.
Yay.
So here, if I can get a draw tool going here,
Yeah, because you said
because you said major points were, and I have to release control to do this. I think it'd be right here is where we are, thereabouts. Middle point is almost dead center France, but like bisecting northeast. And then highest point would be somewhere slightly outside of Paris, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the idea would be to... where's my draw tool?
I think it's on the paintbrush thing, a freehand.
Okay, I found the draw tool. Give me a sec. It'd be...
That's where the forests are. You know that this one right here, the furthest down, that one has a one that has a drawing of that hunchbacked woman. This one has the alchemic emblem. And Sonya, you would know that this sanctuary, the one the closest to France, to Paris, is where the Madame's daughter is.
So yeah, it'd basically be us like tracing a path, but avoiding major cities because we more or less know they're occupied by a foreign influence.
Okay.
And we're not trying to get jumped by Nazis out of nowhere saying, "Where are your Wo ist dein Paperwork? Ich habe keine Ahnung."
So,
No,
right.
no, you speak no English.
no hablo inglés, no hablo alemán.
Also, me as a player, I do know a little bit of German, but I don't know if you'd let me as a character because I backpacked through.
I mean, like for
Like,
the memes, that's fine since you actually do know German.
Okay.
So, if that's the course of action, looking
I
at
know
everything.
Italian.
Well, I mean,
Do you
first,
just have a
No, it's just a joke.
Yes.
It's just a joke.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
From Sonya's backstory and from the caravan moving along France, would I know some routes that would be less populated?
So, we will do a skill challenge to see what we encounter along the way, and that will definitely help. I want to know what the general plan is and what everyone's input and putting into the collective pot, and we will see where we end up getting.
Okay, Jesus, as a minor point, could you use the draw tool to put like specific different colored points on where the other two sanctuaries are? Please.
You can.
on this map?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because mine are only green. So.
You can change your color.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Here, let me change vibrance, and I'll put text too. I'll put the name of the sanctuary to each one. Yeah. So as I'm going all the way over here to look at my notes to what the actual name of these locations are. This one is I will say first, is there anything else that you guys need to do before you leave the sanctuary?
Not really.
I would
for
just
me.
want to thank the madam for her hospitality.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I think that'd be done as a group.
Yeah.
Like we'd all pretty much be.
I know
Yeah.
Bones would like to look into the gypsy tomes that she got from the caravan that we met up to see if there's anything recorded.
One more time, what was that? About looking at the gypsy tomes to see if what was recorded?
When we faced the rust monsters?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, just to see if there's any history, because my other normal history tome I don't think has much.
I'm trying to put that one into my head. Sure. Roll me history. Using the tome as your guide.
I got an 18.
Okay. I'll equate that to decrease the difficulty when we roll in a second. I'll use that as like already a positive in y'all's pre-rolls. Okay. Alright. Just doing mental math really fast. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Anything else? So I'm jotting a number down before I forget. Anything else that you guys want to do beforehand? As I with that note, Bones, you're pretty much just correlating what roads look safe, what forests were trade routes, what were, because if they've gotten past here and there, that means that will be generally a location that will be good for you guys to go. To not have eyes on you, you have at least a point of direction to decide where to go once you're closer to it. Yeah. Anybody else?
No, not to me. No, not really. Oh, I'm gonna, I guess, talk to the madame for a little bit. Just basically ask her. I usually draw things on my journal. Is it? I know this sanctuary is a little more into the secret side, but can I draw the sanctuary in my journal?
Oh, it's kind of interesting
I like
as a side
It's like
note.
more of a
I prefer if you didn't.
It's kind of interesting as a side
respectable.
note. I'm gonna throw this in Hogwarts Prep text chat for anyone that wants to look at it. But this is an actual occupation of Germany in 1944 map that I've pulled up.
Okay, cool. I'm thinking if that. Oh yeah, no, that's a safe map. I wanted to see if that was
We're
not.
actually in a free zone right now.
Yes, you are. I wanted to make sure that
If
didn't have any
that's-
spoilers.
if that's-
No, that's fine. That's
meta.
that is fine. That is an okay map. I wanted to double check just to make sure that didn't have anything from my notes that you guys shouldn't know. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Okay.
Yeah,
With this, we're going to. I'm going to need a couple of rolls. The first roll to indicate how safe you guys get there, how long it takes, and if anything happens in between or changes the course of what's happening. First, whoever is leading, I need them to roll survival. And because of the previous roll that other people have made, either Sonya can assist, Bones can assist, or Sonya or Bones roll together, or Sonya, Bones, and whoever is leading has advantage. Yes, Neff.
I will, I guess, lead.
Okay. So, if we in agreement that
I was kind of gonna say maybe Griswold might be a good way because he's trekked friends or something.
I mean,
Maybe
I
he'll-
do
know.
have pluses to survival, but I think Neff's higher than mine.
Nev for the meta, Nev has proven herself to be quite capable of following a good trail.
Yeah.
Once you're there, hindsight, I mean, with maps, maybe not so much, but in the field, she generally knows the safer paths. somehow instinctually throughout forests and just traveling. So, are we in agreement with that? That Neff's going to be the leading role with this?
Sure.
If so, group decision, either Sonya or Bones roll as well, a survival, or they can assist Neff, and Neff rolls 2d20s. Take the higher of the roll. The group decision.
I like advantage.
Yeah, I like the assist.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, Neff, roll me a survival check, please, with advantage.
I love it. Okay, that was a nat 20 with my proficiency and my modifier.
As you guys are definitely tracking, now this, because we're so used to the States, this is actually maybe a full day's worth of journey. Seeing, depending on the next couple rolls, it could be longer or fewer. Like, this is not weeks of travel. This is,
France is a little smaller than 1/4 the size of Texas. It's small. Like, you can overlay Texas on a map of Europe, and it will cover France, Germany, the Czech Republic, Austria, and the top half of Italy in its entirety.
Also, because we're in Texas, so like it's
that's why I was
40 minutes to go see a friend is a normal average drive. I have friends in the UK who are like, if it's more than 10 minutes away, it is not worth the drive. Like, okay. So
as another point of reference, because I was in Germany for a time, a train from Frankfurt, which is right. Hold on, let me get my ping.
That's Frankfurt right there.
Frankfurt to Paris was about 3 hours on train. It's small.
Yeah.
Like.
So with that, a good leading success as Neff. When you're in the field, you're seeing what footprints are by, and you are noticing that the closer and closer you guys get, more trails of people running, more trails of people huddling over in camps that have left things behind. There's a lot of pattern especially you've noticed a lot of people hiding in the woods, but not enough to slow you down or anything. With Leon's map, Sonya's memory of like what things are here, and the accounts within Bones' tome, you definitely had a pretty easy track of this. Also, with someone or something not breathing down your back of innate danger, this is probably one of the most relaxed scouting missions you've been on in a pretty long while. So, with this, I'm going to need 2 more rolls since this is everybody. This is a group roll, so I'm going to need the total number. A stealth to see if you're hitting, and a perception, or insight. These are one. I need a total number for this one, for the insight and perception, and 1 for stealth. So, to simplify this, first, everybody roll me stealth. And I'm going to have a cumulative total DC as a party DC. So it's the party fails or the party succeeds, all together at 1. And this is throughout the course of the hours. So like, oh, can I cast a spell? If the spell is going to last a whole day, yes. If the spell will... Dirty 20, and then what?
Nat 20, with pluses, it's 21.
21, okay, cool. Bones?
I got a 12.
Okay. Neff?
16.
Oh, for some reason it didn't record. Okay.
Jericho 30.
Neff 16. What did Sonya get, and what did Jericho get?
15.
Okay. And Jericho?
26.
All right.
Oh man,
I was a little off.
All right. Beating the DC by a little bit under 30, thanks to all the previous rolls that you guys have made, have definitely lowered the difficulty on this. And the natural 20 with all this aid that you guys are getting, you thus far have not been seen until we get to a specific point. Now,
Oh.
the last one, either your choice. It's going to be, again, a cumulative number, beating a set DC that I have. Either perception or investigation. It's just what you have seen, what you could see. So your choice, either perception or investigation. Roll 1. I'll give you a second to roll.
Oh, wait, we're gonna
Do we
pick
not roll
cumulatively.
Yes, cumulatively.
Either or okay,
Yes.
Either or.
Yes, cumulatively either or.
Either
So-
or. What are the two roll options?
Perception
Like-
or investigation.
No. My question is, if one of us roll perception, everybody rolls perception.
No. Just roll your number. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
why. It's a cumulative one roll. Give me that number.
Ha. Oh.
So we started one way. I'm gonna go the opposite direction just to change things up here. Jericho, what did you get?
27 on perception.
27 on perception. All right. Sonya.
A 20 on investigation.
Alrighty. Neff.
16 on investigation.
Oh, pretty much already there. Okay, Bones.
I got a 22 on investigation.
Yeah, we're noticing a lot more. All right. Griswold.
14 on perception.
All right. And Leon.
21 on perception.
We passed it after Bones, probably, or not.
You guys passed this by what I wanted by 40 points.
Nice.
A lot of 20s. Again, lowering the stats because of all the previous good rolls. So, as you guys are trailing through, you're definitely seeing the slowing down. So it's going to take you probably nightfall. You might have rested before you get into occupied territory, just at a small little abandoned cabin that's at least enough to block the cold air with the snow that is constantly accumulating here in the early months. But you will make it to the first forest. And I will say that when you do make it, you're going to encounter the first obstacle before we end tonight's game. Is you've seen with all your rolls. Note that this is going to be a little bit more. What I'm going to describe, you will have more description on this than just a couple sentences I had, because you've been doing this for hours and hours and hours, almost a day and a half. You've seen many tents here and there, but these tents are pretty organized, very uniform. Even one of them seeing a Nazi flag. You are noticing boots that are just there, neatly piled. Food that has been frozen over.
You said
Different
books or boots?
Boots.
Boots. Okay.
You're noticing empty rifles. You have not encountered, to anyone's delight, any bullets or magazines or cartridges that have not been already used. You're noticing with your extremely high rolls, abrupt people leaving. The snow has covered most of the tracks, but people in formations, scutter of foot movements. Not a single drop. So obvious signs of conflict. Not a single drop of blood. Not a single tent ripped. Not a single article of clothing left on the floor. Not a single thing unmoved from the inside of any of these tents. And the wind picks up. And as you guys are going over you start noticing that the forest here is rockier terrain. Technically not a mountain, unfortunately. It's just rocky forest. I apologize, Leon.
We're a little north of the Alps,
yeah.
bud.
but still mountish-ish.
I just want to be a mountain.
I know. It's not. We just left the mountains. They're right here. You're starting to notice that the stones around have a slight glisten of a translucent frost around. Some even blue. And then as soon as you get close to it and your natural body heat it kind of thaws out a little bit. The winds pick up and sometimes even slightly hard to see. And you do hear some male voices muttering as the wind's picking it up further north from where you are. And there's two men arguing in German. And that is where we're going to end tonight's game.
Oh, god damn.
Damn, I was going to ask if I could perception to see if I could, pick out a word or two.
Sure, Griswold, and only Griswold, because RP purposes, meta purposes, Ryan knowing German. We'll see.
That's a base 18, and I have a +7, so 25.
Okay.
Goodness.
The game understands that I know at least a bit of German. You can give me just the English translations of the words that I would know.
No,
That's fine.
I'm going to butcher this. Excuse me.
That's fine.
That's the best.
Love it.
Zaugunchen. Zegaunchen. Zegenunchen? I will. It's ZIGEUNERIN. Wait. I have an idea. I have a very, very silly idea.
Do it.
Do it.
Zigeunerin.
Zigonanchen.
Zigeunerin.
Maybe you don't know that word, but that's the word that they use. I'll type it in chat.
I'm sorry, I just realized I needed to have my mic active. Yeah, that's fine. And I guess we can end on that point. I'll have a week to actually remember.
So, with you guys leveling up, and in other ways leveling up, successfully traversing through occupied territories from in France, getting to the forest that is covered by these mountainous mountains here in the forest of Notzdarashi. I'm probably also mispronouncing. I don't know how to speak French or German. This is a bad time to pick this campaign. I don't know either of these accents well.
Forest of Notzdarashi.
That kind of sounded a little bit Italian to me. That's not a word that I ran into. Okay. Cool. We'll discuss that in a second with private chat. So, like to thank you guys for staying here and watching as we're getting a little bit into the more serious tones of the game. And
That's one of the things that Nazis look for is gypsies.
I'm sorry? Wait, what was that?
That's spoilers, Steph. Don't you dare. Spoilers.
I didn't say anything. I was muted.
I heard your words, girl.
No, we all heard you.
What?
You weren't muted.
With our wands out and no spoiler alerts.
Your fault.
You know what? I think sure. If Leon knows a word, Leon can say the word when we end the game. With our wands out and the ready.
You cut off. But
If Leon knows a word, I'll let Leon just say that word at the end so the audience will know. But with our wands out, I swear to fucking Christ, we're gonna end tonight's game.
Merry Christmas.
See you guys later.
Birthday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Adios. Adios. Adios.
Goodbye.
Happy birthday!
Thank you, guys. Thank you for the birthday wishes.
Frohe Anniversaire.
Is that how you pronounce
as
it?
we say in Deutschland.
Deutsch.
Frohe Anniversaire. That's happy birthday.
Something
And
about
I'm butchering it
anniversary.
horribly because it literally means happy anniversary.
I was gonna say, doesn't that sound like anniversary? But all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
But no,
Adios.
So you're gonna do that? Then I will say maligayang bati.
Filipino.
Philip.
Yeah.
All right. With much love. Adios for the 5th time. Bye.
Bye.